The other, well, I suppose you call it a collaboration, is between you and Balenciaga. I mean, how kind of important was that in your career?
That was enormous. That was enormous. I mean, up until that point, it was still, and I've said this a few times, it was still really an expensive hobby. At that point, I'd just had my daughter as well. I'd been evicted.
Oh my God.
I was teaching. I was really like, I don't know. I really don't know how much more I can do this now. I've got this little person that I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
This is very irresponsible now to keep on doing this sort of vanity project like before. And so I did tell Demna this. And up until that point, our mutual friend had been saying, you know, a friend of mine, Demna, really likes what you do, and you know, blah blah blah. But it was so abstract. I didn't really know who he was and all of that sort of stuff. So then, you know, when he emailed me and asked me to come over, it was just so brave of him, because I didn't come from a pedigree. You know what I mean? I hadn't been to houses and all. It was really just it was a lot of trust for him to put this. Could I do the job? I mean, it's the first job I'd ever had. You know what I mean? I had no idea. Actually, I found in my house clearing that I was talking about, found a diary, and it was the 6 months. It's absolutely crazy. It's the 6 months just before, 3 months before, and 3 months after Balenciaga. So I write in there, I don't know if I can do this job. I don't know if I've got, you know, all of the anxieties of having a daughter and all of that sort of stuff, and then getting the call from Demna, then a little bit afterwards. And it's so interesting to look back, because you remember it as a memory, but when you've written it down, I'm not an avid diary writer or anything, but you're back in that, the feelings. I really talk about the feeling.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
And it's quite interesting. I only wrote it for that 6 months. The rest of the diary's empty. I was too busy at that point. It was life changing.
Yeah,
it really was. It was